It is 66 million years in the past. The asteroid has just slammed into Earth, wiping out the non-avian dinosaurs in one of the greatest mass extinctions ever. The world is in chaos, dark skies, freezing cold, then slowly, recovery. Right now, we are focusing on some absolute monsters that no longer exist in South America. Giant reptiles exploded in size in the suddenly empty world, filling niches left behind by the dinosaurs. And we should be happy, very happy, that one of them, Carbonemys cofrinii, no longer exists. Because of this thing, this was not your average pond turtle. This was a car-sized, crocodile-crushing beast with a bite force equal to 5 adult lions combined. A living tank that even the largest snake ever known had to approach with extreme caution. Welcome to the Paleocene swamps of what is now Colombia, where nature briefly turned up the dial on reptilian terror. 60 million years ago, about 5 to 8 million years after the dinosaurs vanished, the planet was in a scorching greenhouse phase. Global temperatures were blistering, equatorial averages hitting 30 to 34 degrees Celsius, no ice caps, and high sea levels. What is now the Cerrejón coal mines in northern Colombia was a vast, humid coastal plain, a supercharged version of today's Amazon or Orinoco Delta, with endless rivers, flooded forests, and tangled mangroves. This was the Cerrejón Formation, a fossil gold mine where paleontologists uncovered not just ancient plants, proving it was the earliest neotropical rainforest, but a whole menagerie of giants. Carbonemys was not alone in this hot, watery hellscape. The swamps were crawling with other monsters, true rivals and prey. Tech turned every river bend into a potential battlefield. First, the crocodilian crew, ancient dinosaurs built for a post-dinosaur world. Leading them was Acherontisuchus washerensis, a slender, long-snouted beast, stretching up to 20 to 21 feet long, with narrow jaws perfect for snagging slippery fish and eels. Imagine a supersized gharial, but meaner and bulkier, had prowled deeper channels, competing for food like lungfish. Then there were smaller ones, Cerrejón improcerus, 6 to 8 feet, and the blunt-headed Anthracosuchus, baurogus, medium-sized, broad-mouthed for crunching hard prey. These crocs preyed on turtles. But full-grown Carbonemys? No way. Smaller crocs would have been easy pickings for this behemoth. Its jaws could crush right through their snouts. Then there is the apex ambush artist, Titanoboa cerrejónensis, largest snake ever, 40 to 50 feet long, over a ton heavy, with a body as thick as an oil drum. A massive constrictor that exploded from the shallows or undergrowth, squeezing crocs, giant fish, and other reptiles to death, before swallowing them whole. Titanoboa crushed 20-foot crocs like nothing, but against Carbonemys, this was no easy meal. The turtle's thick, indigestible shell was basically armor plating. Even Titanoboa could not swallow an adult without choking or serious indigestion. And those jaws, a direct bite could sever the snake's body or crush vertebrae. Paleontologists think Titanoboa likely targeted juveniles or avoided full-grown adults altogether. A head-on clash? Risky for both. The snake needed a perfect ambush to win. The turtle's armor and bite made it a mutual threat. In hypothetical matchups, many lean toward Carbonemys, holding its ground, or at least making Titanoboa think twice. And do not forget the underwater heavyweights, giant lungfish, reaching 7 feet long, 2 to 3 times bigger than today's Amazon species. They gulped air at the surface and cruised murky bottoms, rooting for crustaceans and small vertebrates. For Carbonemys, these were prime snacks, easy to ambush and crush. But lungfish also fed bigger predators like Titanoboa and dinosaurs, keeping the brutal food chain in balance. Now let us zoom in on the beast itself. Carbonemys cofrinii, toll turtle, named after the coal mines, where its fossils were found in year 2005 by teams from the University of Florida and Smithsonian. The holotype shell measured about 5 feet 8 inches, with full reconstructions, pushing the whole animal to around 7 feet long from nose to tail tip, bigger than most dining tables, easily the size of a small car or stretched-out grizzly bear. Weight? This thing tipped the scales at over 1,100 pounds. Some estimates climb toward a ton or more with dense muscle, a thick shell, and a hefty build. Imagine an armored walking vehicle cruising riverbeds, unstoppable. But the real terror? Those jaws. The skull was football-sized and 24 centimeters long, like an NFL ball, with wide, robust surfaces and deep muscle attachments for insane closing power. Paleontologists describe it as having one of the most powerful bites among Paleocene animals, capable of crushing mollusks, grinding tough plants, snapping smaller crocodilians in half, or pulverizing their skulls. To put that bite force in perspective, we are talking strength equal to 5 adult lions combined. A single lion can exert between 650 and 1,000 pounds of force per square inch, and when multiplied by 5, its raw crushing power can make even a modern saltwater croc, with its bite of 3,700 pounds per square inch, hesitate. Those massive adductor muscles slam the jaws shut with devastating leverage. Smaller dinosaurs, crushed like snacks, lungfish or turtles, ground to bits. Armored croc shells showed bite marks from predators, but none on adult Carbonemys. Why? No one wanted to risk becoming the meal. This was not just big, it was built to dominate. Omnivorous, armored, and armed with a bite that turned river rivals into chum. In the steaming Cerrejón swamps, Carbonemys was not hiding from predators. It was the predator most animals feared. These giants ruled for only a few million years. By the Eocene transition, around 56 to 50 million years ago, global climates cooled slightly after the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum peak. Massive cold-blooded reptiles like Carbonemys and Titanoboa needed constant heat and huge food supplies to sustain their sizes. As temperatures dropped, ecosystems shifted. Smaller, more adaptable animals thrived. Modern side-necked turtles, podocnimidid relatives of Carbonemys, survived in South America's rivers, but the giants did not. No direct competition from mammals, still small during this era, or new predators wiped them out. It was environmental change, the end of the hothouse world, that allowed such megafauna. Carbonemys disappeared by the mid-Paleogene, leaving no direct descendants at that scale. But its legacy? Proof that right after the dinosaurs, reptiles briefly reclaimed dominance in the tropics. Carbonemys was not just big, T was feared. A crocodile-crushing behemoth that even Titanoboa respected, or at least approached warily. In a world rebuilding from extinction, this turtle showed how nature fills voids with monsters. What do you think? Who wins in a Carbonemys versus Titanoboa showdown? Drop your take in the comments. Like if you want more prehistoric matchups, subscribe for deep dives into forgotten giants, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching. See you in the next swamp.